When kids go to school, they get lunch at school, and sometimes they don't have money. So see this, that's a kid, they stamped on a kid's, I need lunch money. They stamped on a kid's arm, they didn't give him lunch, they stamped him on his arm, they sent him home.
Now who is it? Who did this?
The school.
The school.
Where is the school?
So this is from this article.
But shocking, it's Alabama.
Yeah. So lunch shaming is considered the practice of shaming or humiliating school children who are behind on their meal fees. Examples of this practice have surfaced around the country. One born in Alabama was reportedly sent home with a stamp on his arm reading, I need lunch money. So that was in Alabama. Lunch ladies have been forced to throw out students hot meals because they didn't have enough funds on their student accounts. Other schools have made children wipe down tables and wash dishes as payment for their meals. The Hunger-Free Students' Bill of Rights, however, would prevent children from being punished for meal fees. Children whose parents or caregivers owe money for school lunch will no longer have to miss meals or face public embarrassment in front of their peers, said Jennifer Ramo, executive director of New Mexico Appleseed, the organization that spearheaded the bill. No child should be forced to wipe down cafeteria tables or throw away a meal because of a debt. We're urging Governor Martinez to make New Mexico a leader in this fight against child hunger by signing this first-of-its-kind legislation. The bill requires all New Mexican schools to serve students healthy meals, no matter their financial standing. It also outlines efforts that will make it easier for low-income families to apply for free meals if they haven't automatically been registered already. So that's, I guess, a good news story in a sense that people are actually introducing legislation to stop this crazy practice of not feeding poor children because they don't have fucking money on them.
Throwing away their meals in front of them while they're looking because they can't,
yes.
their parents can't afford it. I mean,
what kind of a psycho does that, right?
I mean, if you're told to by your boss and you're going to get fired.
I get it.
But whose policy? Whoever's policy that is.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so on the flip side, a lot of the lunch ladies actually pay for the lunches out of their own pocket.
Right.
They just couldn't bear to throw away food in front of the kids who are looking at them with this look of angst because they're hungry.
But that's the standard practice in public schools, not just in meals, but teachers always, take out of their pocket, money out of their pockets to pay for school supplies and all these things that the schools no longer provide because of budget cuts and so on and so forth. Your wife's a teacher, my wife's a teacher. I'm sure your wife takes money out of her pocket to pay for her student supplies or has throughout her career because almost all teachers have to.
Yeah, so.
And the schools, they take advantage. They know the teachers are soft. They know these lunch ladies are soft. And they care about the kids. It's like in Superman 2, where General Zod says Superman's weakness is he cares. Teachers, their weakness is they go into this job because they care and they don't want to see these kids suffering and these kids going hungry. So the teachers and the lunch.
I just can't believe we live in a country where we do this to our children.
Can you believe that? To kids.
It's sick. And here's the thing.
Where do you even have that stamp?
Yeah.
Somebody ordered it.
So
with a happy face.
So when I was little, we're poor and I got free lunch at school. So for us, this is in Jersey, I had to go with other poor kids into a room to get a ticket, and that would entitle us for free lunches for the week. So you go through the cafeteria lunch line at the end, other kids will pay, you take out your ticket, and they punch the ticket for you, and then you at the week. It was embarrassing. Okay, I really did not like standing in that line to get that ticket. And then standing in line at the lunch counter, and then having the lady punch it. There's kids make fun of you for it, and they laugh at you and they say horrible things, and it causes angst whenever it was lunchtime. Like, oh, it's lunchtime again. I'm hungry. I got to eat, but I don't want to get humiliated by other kids, right? But this is much worse, where they're saying, we're not gonna give you the food, we're gonna take it away.
You're hungry.
Yeah.
A child is hungry and they take his food and throw it.
That's unbelievable to me, yeah.
It's unbelievable to me too. When I was a kid, we were poor. I grew up 12 kids, my dad was a cop. And we drank powdered milk. And no kidding, we were poor.
Yeah, it's a bluish tinted milk.
It's gray, gray and blue.
Yeah, I had that too as a kid.
And my mom would literally say, we're not poor, we're middle class. I'm like, Mom, we drink powdered milk. What are fucking poor people drinking? Just the powder?
Just the water.
So anyway, I went to Catholic school, and in Catholic school they would give you this lunch thing, and you'd have to pay and give a check, or they had a box that said free. And I saw a kid next to me check the free and put it in. I go, you can just check free and they'll give you a lunch? And he goes, yeah. Well, I could never afford a lunch, so I always had to make a sandwich at home and bring it. And so I checked free and I put it in and I got a lunch. And it worked for like, I don't know, 6 months. I got a hot lunch. I was like, yeah, this is great. And then one day the secretary comes to class and says, Jimmy Dore, you can't get a free lunch anymore. Your dad makes too much money. I go, I'm wearing 2 different shoes. What are you talking about? My dad makes too much money. My dad's a cop. We have 12 kids. What are you talking about? I drink powdered milk. That's what they said. So I couldn't get a free lunch anymore, so I went back to eating lettuce sandwiches. Anyway.
But isn't this part of the larger overall societal drift toward shaming people for being poor? And
this is this is all about this.
Start early. Let these kids know you're poor and you should be ashamed of it, and it's your fault. And on the flip side, people who have money, it's also their fault.
Well, they're blessed.
They're blessed.
So when people get money and they go, I'm so blessed. You're not blessed. You just got money. That doesn't mean Jesus likes you more because he gave you fucking money and he likes people.
It doesn't mean
in
that
fact,
you're a better
Jesus likes the poor better, actually.
That you work harder, that you're smarter. It doesn't mean
none of that.
No, it doesn't mean
it doesn't mean any of that shit. That's exactly right. Hey, are you sick and tired of corporate Democrats? So are we. So why not become a member of the Young Turks and help us say no to corporate money? If you become a member, it helps support shows like the Aggressive Progressives who are pissed off at corporate Democrats. Go to tytnetwork.com/join. It's only $10 a month. It helps keep us independent and keep bringing you the truth.